I beat Fargo's Eternity Mode, and here's what happened.
What you're seeing is advanced warfare.
200 days of Eternity Mode. Wait, I mean 150. I'll explain why this isn't 200 days and only 150 days later in the video. For now, let's just get on with the video. If you haven't already, I recommend you to watch the first 100 days. I'll link it in the description. Enough stalling, sit down, grab a snack, and enjoy my not so painful experience. On day 101, I was looking through what weapons I should get. I saw these so-called swarm weapons, which are crafted using energizers that you get from doing swarms. Swarms are basically where you fight 10 of a boss at once, and you need a swarm item to summon it. If you do 10 swarms at once, you can get an energizer to craft a weapon. I was interested in the big sting, so I did 10 queen bee swarms, which summoned 100 queen bees. And after I took it out, I got the energizer and I crafted the big sting. The sting dealt a lot of damage, and when an enemy got hit, these bees would come out of nowhere and jump the enemy. I also crafted the Heart of the Master. It combines all of the special accessories of every hard mode boss, and it gives, well, I'm not reading that. All you need to know is that it's a really good accessory. I then made the Sigil of Champions, which summons these champions depending on what biome you're in. There is the Champion of Timber, Terra, Earth, Nature, Life, Spirit, Shadow, Will, and Eridanus, the Champion of Cosmos, which is the only mandatory one. On day 102, I fought my first champion, the Champion of Timber. This is basically a buffed up Trojan squirrel. It is really fast and shoots out a very excruciating amount of projectiles. Just try to understand what's happening. So the next champion is fought in the underground, because if you use the Sigil of Champions in the underground, you get the Champion of Terror. The first time I fought it, I realized that I didn't have any ammo, so I had to recall. Once I fought it again, I actually used ammo and it became pretty easy. This is just a cool worm boss, I guess. Nothing special about this boss. I then fought the Champion of Earth, which is the champion we fight in the underworld. I did not know what's happening, and at one point he healed up all of his HP back, so I died. I then made my arena bigger, and fought him again. After getting my sanity shattered time and time again, otherwise known as dying again, I beat the Champion of Earth. This fight looks confusing at first, but it's actually easier than you think. You just need to dodge the hands that try to damage you, and all you need to do is just hover up and down. Simple as that. On day 103, I used the City Buster to make an arena in the underground ice biome, so I can fight the champion of nature, which is fought in the underground tundra. But when I fought it, I dealt no damage. I needed a piercing weapon since it had several segments, so I got the Hell Zone, which is the swarm weapon from Skeletron. I crafted it after fighting 100 Skeletrons. On day 104, I finally beat the champion of nature. This boss had a lot of heads, and each head has a different attack pattern, so it's hard to memorize it. Piercing weapons work swimmingly in this fight due to the amount of segments this boss has. I then tried to fight the Champion of Life, which is a champion fought in the Hell biome. This is just a stronger life light. It can heal up all of its HP once it gets low, and when it heals, its attacks get faster and deal more damage. I then fought the Champion of Will, which is fought in the Ocean biome. And of course I first tried it. This is a very fun boss fight. Even though it may look like a Walmart Fishron, and it probably is, don't underestimate it. The lasers and shockwaves it uses can do a lot of damage to you. On day 105, I fought the Champion of Spirit, the champion that's fought in the underground desert. And I do it first try, oh for the love of God. Anyways, I do it first try, just because I'm that good. The fight is painful, the hands can actually grab you, and when it grabs you, the boss gets healed. You have to break your keyboard just to get out of that grab. Other than that, it's pretty easy. Once I beat that champion, I upgraded my magic storage system to 3,600 max items, so I know I won't be maxing out on storage space anytime soon. On day 106, I fought the Champion of Shadow, which is fought in the Corruption. I of course died, but I ended up trying again and killing it. The Champion of Shadow has these shadow orbs that go around it, and you can't damage the boss until you destroy the orbs. Once you destroy the orbs, the boss becomes vulnerable for a short time frame, before regenerating back the shadow orbs. On day 107, I farmed the Champion of Spirit a bunch of times. I wanted to get all of his enchantments, and for some reason it took me a very long time. I kept getting the drops I didn't want, and I also died a lot. I needed his enchantments to make the Force of Spirit. Forces are basically a combination of enchantments. You can actually make certain forces with all of the enchantments you get. I then made some Vortex armor. Now you might ask, why didn't I do that the instant I killed Moonlord? Well, my only explanation is that I'm stupid. Yep, that's it. On day 108, I farmed the Champion of Earth to get enchantments for the Force of Earth, but it wasn't really that impressive. So on day 109, I farmed the Champion of Terra to get enchantments for the Terra Force. Also, just look at how much damage I dealt to him at once. On day 110, I farmed for the Supersonic Soul. It required a lot of mounts and accessories, but it made me really fast. In fact, it was too fast, so I had to turn off some of its effects to make it viable. I then tried to fight the final champion, Eridanus, the champion of Cosmos, which is the champion fought in space. Eridanus? I don't know how to pronounce this thing. And apparently he can stop time? I got it to 38%, but then ended up dying. But on my second try, I killed it. 2 tries only. Wow. This boss is easy at first, but he enters a second phase. He can also stop time apparently, which is actually a really cool feature. Once you learn the attack patterns, it doesn't become that bad. On day 111, I farmed for the Force of Cosmos. Apparently, it's a really good force, so after fighting Eridanus again, I managed to craft it. And guess what I'm able to do now? I can stop time. I love this mod. On day 112, I reforged my items. I then tried my first fight with Abomination, and I instantly choked when he revived all of his health. On day 113, I tried to kill the Abomination, and I beat it. The Abomination is a pretty fun boss. Once you get to 66%, it regenerates all of it back, and the attacks become much deadlier. This fight is actually kind of easy, for me at least. People said that this boss was going to be really hard, but it only took me about 10 tries. On day 114, I did a swarm of 100 Fishrons to get his Energizer. Once I did that, I made the Nuke Fishron. Just look at how big that rocket is. From days 115 to 132, I grinded for a whole lot of things. Get your minds ready for this bundle of information I'm about to give. First off, I grind for the Soul of the Master. It combines a lot of the accessories I got, and it gives the buffs of basically all of those accessories, so it was amazing. Next, I grinded all of the champions for enchantments to craft all the forces. Once I crafted all the forces, I combined them to make the Soul of Terraria. The Soul of Terraria combines every force, so it basically combines every single enchantment in the game. Just look at what's on screen. I don't even know what's happening at this point. Next, I grind for the Soul of the Universe. This combines the 4 class souls being the Berserker Soul, which is melee, the Sniper Soul, which is ranger, the Archwizard Soul, which is mage, and the Conjurer's Soul, which is summoner. It already took me a long time to get the Sniper Soul, so getting all of the 3 other ones took me an unholy amount of grinding. I had to get a lot of items, but it was worth it, since it gave me a 66% damage boost and some other effects. Then I grind for the Soul of Dimensions, which combines all of the other souls, like the Colossus Soul, the Flight Mastery Soul, and more. Finally, I did some last minute preparations for my loadout. I made a new armor set called the Styx armor set, which gives me a good damage boost and some other effects. I also used the Abominable Wand, which makes me survive any attack that kills me with 1 life. I also bought the Sniper Soul from the Squirrel. It actually stacks with the Soul of the Universe, and I was able to buy it since I crafted the Soul of the Universe. That was painful to read out. So yeah, I grind for a lot of stuff, but I didn't want to fight the mutant just yet. At this point of the game, I was kind of confused. I underestimated how fast I would go through this game, and I didn't want to fight the mutant yet. I still had 2/3 of this video to go. At least that's what I thought. From days 133 to 138, I take a building break. I'll need this break because of the pain I'm going to go through, right? So on day 139, I tried out my first fight with the mutant, and I died. So I spent the entirety of day 140 fighting the mutant. It's supposed to be the hardest boss fight in all of modded Terraria. Only true Terraria pros can overcome this boss, and it's probably going to take me a while to beat this boss. Let's see how this... Wait, you're not supposed to do that. Okay, so look, I got cheated on. The mutant took me 10 attempts only. I am mad. People said this was going to be hard. Why did this take me only 9 attempts? I don't feel satisfied. I wanted to suffer. Whatever, let's just resume the fight. This boss has a lot of attacks, and I mean a lot. Of course, he also heals back his HP once he gets down to half health. Why wouldn't he? From there, he just keeps doing a lot of these fast bullet hell attacks that deal a really high amount of damage. He also has a desperation phase when his health drops to 0, so the fight is only over after his desperation phase. And with all of that being said, I still don't know why it took me only 9 attempts. Yep, I beat the mutant. I genuinely overestimated how hard this boss would be. Either Infernum has made me cracked at this game, or the mod is just overhyped. Simple as that. And because of my own stupidity, thinking this would take me at least 100 attempts, I don't know what to do. But I mean, there's still a few weapons and accessories to grind for, so I can max out my loadout. So let's do that real quickly. On day 141, I kept trying to fight the mutant again. I kept dying again, but eventually I beat it again, so I got enough eternal energy to craft the one and only accessory. Let's go, we crafted the Soul of Eternity. I tested it out against the mutant, and yeah, it's safe to say it was pretty good. On day 142, I kept grinding the mutant so I can get a lot of eternal energy. From days 143 to 145, I crafted the True Mutant Armor Set, which required the Vanity Mutant Armor Set, and that Vanity Mutant Armor Set required a lot of masks, so I had to buy a lot of treasure bags to get all the masks. I also made the Sparkling Love. I had to no-hit the Deviant to get the crafting item required for this weapon, but it was really easy since I already had a good weapon. I tested it out, and my god, it is insane. I then tried to no-hit the mutant, but for some reason it took me a very long time. The desperation phase was really annoying to no-hit. On day 146, I crafted the Penetrator, which is, in my opinion, probably the best weapon in the game. When I crafted the Penetrator, I tried it out, and good lord, it looks so cool. It has all of these attacks that change depending on if you left click or right click, and the attacks also change if you hold up, down, or both keys. Also, on April Fools, the mutant changes to Yarim. If you don't know what that is, Yarim is basically the lore-wise final boss of the Calamity mod. On day 147, I used the Mutant's Fury. It is an item that drops from the mutant, and if you use it, it apparently enrages the mutant, increasing its health to 777 million. However, what I didn't realize was that he also had an insane amount of damage reduction. So yeah, I literally couldn't do no damage to him. I was a bit bored, so I bought the Ancient Seal from the mutant, which summons every single boss in the game, modded included, and even that was no match for me. I knew that I already got basically the most powerful loadout I can get, but at what cost? I already built so much, and building for another 53 days, which equates to another 21 hours, it felt like it was going to be boring to me. So you know what, I'll do it 150 days. This might be controversial for some of you, but like, it would kind of be a waste. I did a community poll asking you guys, and literally 90% of you guys said it's fine if I ended early. Plus, even if I hypothetically did 200 days, it would just be more building, and it would not be interesting for you guys. So yeah, so to pass the time, I just built from days 148 to 150. And that's the end of this playthrough. I didn't really know how to end off this playthrough, but then I found a fitting way to end it off. Basically, there's this item called the Universal Collapse, which required like 50,000 dynamite to craft, but in return, it exploded the entire world. Yep, you know what's gonna happen. I instantly crafted this thing, and I used it. It took a while, but this happened. And that's the end of this world. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry for being too good to the point that this video was only 150 days and not 200. Trust me, I wanted to do 200 days. But I finished it too early, and that's why I'm here to make an announcement that I will not be doing 100 days videos anymore. Instead, I am going to be doing full movies for my next playthroughs. The reason is that 100 days videos take way longer for me to make, and it's less fun. I always have to kill time by building or something, just so I can get the video to 100 days. However, if I do full movies, I can just start going at my own pace. If this video gets 1000 likes, I'll do a Masochist mode playthrough. But if I do end up doing one, it's not going to be coming anytime soon. I want to take a moment to also ask, comment down below on some mods you would like seeing, and I'll try to do a playthrough. Anyways, thanks for watching, and see ya.